These are the applications. So હવે એક વસ્તુ નક્કી છે કે ભાઈ આજે handwriting here important, but what are the applications, how it has been, I mean ક્યાં use થાય છે, so that is more important. So that is anything, any like children above 8 years, that is important. For the career guidance of child and adult, we just go directly to the applications. So children above 8 years. So why we consider 8 years? Because the 8 years is like a third standard માં ત્યારે બાળક આવી જાય, ત્યારે એના letter formation થઈ જાય છે. And once the letter formation is there, then only we can say about the handwriting. અને આમાં બે વસ્તુ છે કે અપ ટુ સે જે કે અપ ટુ સે 8 to 15 years, 14 years. So every child has some positive things like inherent skill, like, so that inherent skill is important to highlight. See, study is definitely important. Study is definitely, we cannot avoid the study, but together with the study, one has to be highlight the inherent skill. કોઈ દરેક બાળકમાં એક પોતાની કોઈ સ્કિલ હશે, so we highlight the particular that skill. And maybe some child is good at sport, some may be good at like art or culture, music, so that we highlight through the handwriting. So we always tell the parents, you always develop this skill. So that extra skill, that will enhance the personality of the child. So that is very important. When the child like comes in the like 9th or 10th standard, that time the career is important. After the 10th, one has to go for art, science, commerce, or maybe some other field. So that time the career is important. So which stream the child should go, that also we can highlight at the time of say 9th and 10th standard student. Again, like any like a child, if someone has like some child has some negative traits, so that negative traits we can overcome through the graphotherapy. So graphotherapy is useful for everyone. This I already covered. Okay, this is the self-development for the individual. So any individual, some people say like at the age of 40, 50, 60, so that is not the issue. At any age, handwriting is important, graphotherapy is important. The reason is like, if it is a child, so their grasping is very high. They are in the learning phase. Whereas if it is adult, once they come in the profession, business or job, whatever may be, that time they have a logic, I mean learning and logic. So their state, you can say state of mind is more on the logic side, not on the learning side. So definitely child can grasp very well compared to the adult, but definitely it takes time, but that helps a lot. Like, so this is like a very important thing for the recruiting agency. So the recruiting agency, so when like I mean the candidate comes, so many candidates like they pass out from the college and just go for the job or business. So that time they don't understand which field they want to go, right? Because they are influenced by the, you can say the friends, especially when they pass out, they are more influenced by the friends. મારો friend એમ કે IT માં છે તો હું IT માં જઉં, મારો friend એમ કે marketing માં છે તો I go to the like marketing. So it is not like that. So that time it is important to understand any પોતાની inherent skill quality કઈ છે, બરાબર? એ સપોઝ આપણે જાણી લઈએ જ્યારે હેન્ડરાઇટિંગ ખ્યાલ આવે ત્યારે we guide them to take that particular field. Some may be good at like marketing, also like recruiting agency. So when they send to some employer, if they send you can say raw candidate, so that is a problem with always with the employer. So that time if they scrutiny properly and if they highlight the positive negatives and like overcome the things, then it is better for the employer and also for the candidate also, both the things. HR department. So this is a very important like any company like HR department. So first is the like a hiring process. So during the hiring process, they do the like you can say the interview, maybe say 20, 30, 40 candidates. Out of that, there's shortlist 2-3 candidates which are the best candidate. So particular this time, they are little bit puzzled because say 3 candidates, they are at par. If you see the like education level, overall experience, overall personality, that is at par. So then they are confused which is the best candidate for particular job. If they are hiring for some marketing, whether it's suitable for marketing or not. So that time our like consultancy is very important. we take the roles and we understand the roles and responsibility of the particular candidate, and then we give a priority, which is the best candidate, priority 1, priority 2, priority 3. So that way they can hire the candidate. That is the first process of the HR department. Second is the existing management. Suppose if the like a small or mid-size like management is maybe say 50, 100 or 200 employees are there. Out of that, normally they find, okay, say 100 employees are there, maybe say few candidates, a few employees, 10, 15, they are not performing well. So what is the reason for that? So that we understand through the handwriting where it is a problem. Suppose the person is a marketing person, he is put up in like an admin. So particular person that will not give a good performance in admin because his skill is set for the marketing, right? Secondly, every department has some confidentiality there. Like if it is like a finance side, so financial person has to be more focused. One has to be more honest and integrated. So if some loops are not good, like lying loops we call, that may be good for the marketing department, but not good for the finance department. So that way we evaluate the things and we suggest the reshuffling of the management for the few employees, and that you can say the overall increase the productivity of the organization. So this is a very important thing like for the HR department. The company head, that is also a little bit connected with the HR department, because the company head, he has to understand which employee is giving the best performance, and some employees are not giving a good performance. Then again they have to understand what is the problem, so that we can understand through the handwriting. Education, school, that I already explained. Medical professional, so this is also very important. If some psychologist is there, some patient come, like there is some problem, then only they come for the psychologist. So they need some sessions, at least 4, 5, 6 sessions to understand the patient. What is his thought process, where the problem is there. So that we can understand through the handwriting within the first session. So that will be very helpful for the psychologist. It is also used for the homeopathy doctor, like homeopathy person, when any person goes, they have a questionnaire. They are first time when you go, they have a questionnaire, a continuous, they try to understand tamari thought process શું છે. એ thought process ઉપરથી they decide the medicine. So that thought process we can understand through the handwriting. And also for the dermatology, because you can any skin disease, 85% skin disease is related with your mental stress. It's related with the mental stress. So that we understand through the handwriting. Motivational speaker. So motivational speaker, like when you conduct any seminar or workshop, maybe say 100, 200 people are there. So grasping of every person is different. Every person is different. Some person grasps very well, some, they don't understand anything. So what is the reason? They have to understand where the problem is there. That time also like handwriting is very important for that. Matchmaking for couples. Life partner compatibility. આપણે જન્માક્ષર મેળવી છે બરાબર છે, પણ જન્માક્ષર મેળવ્યા પછી બી આપણે જોઈએ છે કે ડિવોર્સ થતા હોય છે. સો એવું નથી કે સાયન્સ ખોટું છે, કે એવું કે જ્યોતિષ શાસ્ત્ર ખોટું છે, એવું નથી. પણ થિંગ ઇઝ દેટ કે બંનેની પર્સનાલિટી ડિફરન્ટ છે. ધ પર્સનાલિટી ઇઝ ડિફરન્ટ. સો વી ટ્રાય ટુ make it closer by graphotherapy, but if it is an extreme personality, then we cannot make it closer. So before marriage, we suggest handwriting match કરવા પણ જરૂરી છે. And after marriage also, this helps. Like any question?